Well, welcome to the Pup List. This is James,
I'm Adam.
and we have been on hiatus for a few weeks. And do you know why? Do you want to know why the reason we were on hiatus? It's because
Drunken ramblings.
yes, drunken ramblings for sure, and also the NBA. That is why I'm on a hiatus, and we're gonna just get straight into it. The NBA. We have a lot to talk about
Is
today.
boring.
Yes, that is right. Why? Because the NBA is boring and it is, oh man, brain freeze.
The way they set up this new CBA was supposedly set to make it so you can't make super teams, but then it made it so it's very possible for super teams to be formed. First one was the Celtics with Pierce and Garnett and Ray Allen. Then the Heat with LeBron, Bosh, and Wade, and now whatever the hell the Warriors are doing with Durant, Green, Klay Thompson, Steph Curry, and now they're rumored to be getting Anthony Davis too.
Or maybe even LeBron.
Yeah.
But
I don't know if LeBron would go there. He doesn't seem to get along with those people.
That there was actually a super team in the 90s. It was actually the Houston Rockets. It was Clyde Drexler, Hakeem Olajuwon, which we're already on it. But you know who they added in the early 90s? Charles Barkley. That was one of the very first super teams. Of course, Charles Barkley never won a ring. So after he left, then Houston won the next two championships pretty much because Jordan was gone. But Jordan stopped the super team. Now, I'm not saying, I'm saying that there were super teams before that. But now it's just ridiculous. And yes, I understand that with Boston, when you got Kevin Garnett, you got Paul Pierce, and you got Ray Allen. When that was the
and young Rondo,
it was ridiculous.
Before he went crazy.
So it was the big four, yeah. And we see when you have a big four, you're pretty much unstoppable, as you see with the Golden State Warriors right now. It's pretty ridiculous, but
it's not just that it's unstoppable. It's becoming like if you don't have like it used to be. Oh, I need one superstar.
Yes.
To be a championship, like
to be a deep playoff run.
You needed someone like that to be in a champion. Now it's like, oh, I need four stars to be in it. Like
exactly.
Teams like I'll even say like the Bulls, the Bucks,
anyway. the
Kings, but I'm saying these teams they're trying to like build up. It's impossible for them to build up if you need. Oh, I need 4 stars now before I can even get close to maybe being a champion.
I mean, even if you get somebody in the draft, you're going to get them for the developmental years, for the first 2, 3, 4 years when they're still growing, and then I'm just going to go to LA, or I'm just going to go to New Orleans or OK City. Think of Chris Paul. He was on the New Orleans Hornets,
and
then
the league blocked the trade to the Lakers, which is actually a better trade offer than what the Clippers gave.
But he should have been a Laker. It would have been wrong. It would have been morally wrong, but he should have been a Laker. But the NBA is like, no, we're not. That's not fair. That's not fair to league. Oh, okay, then he's just going to go with the Clippers. Oh, they never won a ring, but even with the super teams that don't have championships or gotten close to them, it still downgrades a lot of the other teams because they don't have the same opportunity. There is no opportunity because you'll just go and that's why I really like Giannis. I know it's more about walk to walk instead of talk to talk, but Giannis Antetokounmpo is saying he wants to be a Buck for life, and I hope he is. I hope he will, and I hope he walks the walk with that, because that would be hopefully for the younger players to show that you should stay with your team and try to build instead of this team just won 73 wins last year, so I'm just going to go there and win a championship, and then I'm going to be looked at as one of the greatest of all time, Kevin Durant.
Yeah, but even like the Durant thing, like.
I don't like it.
I don't like it. And
he's a coward.
The fact is, like,
he's a coward.
OKC, instead of trading Harden, just traded some of their minor players to get under the cap and kept Harden Durant,
that was
Westbrook.
that was on the Thunder side.
Yeah.
Thunder wanted. They didn't want to pay James Harden.
Mm-hmm.
That's the thing. You can't do anything about that. You know, but you still had Russell Westbrook. You were up 3-1 on the Golden State Warriors. 3-1. You were, and yes, the Thunder choked. Should they have won that series? Probably, but they choked it away. When you're up 3-1, you should win that fucking series, and they didn't. And what does Kevin Durant do? Instead of trying to recruit his own super team, which I still think is morally wrong, but this is the day and age. You just got to create a super team. Instead of him doing that in OK City, he leaves for the team that he just choked against.
But that's also like the mentality of like the players out there. Because like you said, there was the super team with the Rockets, but like if you go back in the 90s, when there were those really good teams, like the Sonics with Kemp and Payton, who were just both there, Portland, Clyde, the Bulls with Jordan and Pippen,
the Knicks,
Ewing, and all the players they had there, the Magic with Penny and Shaq.
Yes.
But like those players' thought process was always, okay, I'm gonna beat these players. I'm gonna beat this team, not. Oh, well, you beat me in a series. I'm going to go join you because obviously I can't beat you. So let me just join you and just make it easy.
They take the whole saying of you can't beat them, join them to a whole different level. And it's ridiculous. And I really hope LeBron James doesn't go to Golden State. I don't think
he will. He doesn't seem to like those players. He hates Draymond. He doesn't. The one he seems to like is Steph.
Yeah.
And even Steph, he seems to get our.
He likes Durant
a little bit, but
no. Here's the thing about LeBron James. I know we're all over the place with the NBA, but the NBA is just all over the place in itself. LeBron James, okay, I got a question for you. If he leaves Cleveland this time around, will you be more pissed, even pissed, or less pissed as the last time he left Cleveland?
Is he going to do the decision 2018 like he did the first time?
Touche. Hopefully not. I mean,
when he gets to the team he goes to, are they going to throw a carnival? We're not going to win 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And
that's all Pat Riley. What do you expect? He's just chaotic. No, I understand what you're trying to say on that. I'm going to be less pissed because what the team that he brought to the NBA Finals is a joke. It's
the team that he wanted.
Well, the team that he had in the beginning of the season was garbage.
But they would have probably done better.
No, I don't think
I think so. Isaiah Thomas would have done better than Clarkson would have done. Because Clarkson's not really a good player. Jay Crowder probably would have done better than Nance.
No, Larry Nance had a good series, especially in Game 1. He was kicking ass.
Yeah, but Game 1 didn't matter because J.R. Smith forgot what the score was.
George Hill didn't hit the free throw.
Yes, but you have to know what you have to know what the score of the game is if you're a professional player, or even if you're not a professional player. If you're just playing a game in your backyard, it would help if you knew what the score was. I mean, there's 3 giant scoreboards in every arena that he could just turn and look. Oh, we're not winning?
I need to shoot this ball. Okay, I get it now.
But like, I'll say this with the Cavs, it stinks for them because when LeBron left the first time,
it killed the city.
Well, not just that, but they were in a slightly better position because they were about to get Kyrie. They were
the next year they were the worst team, and that's why they got
picks and everything. And they had another pick with Bennett, but that didn't work. But
Anthony Bennett, remember him, everybody?
But now, when they leave, they're going to have another top 10 pick, but it's going to be on a team that has no one. It has Larry Nance and Jordan Clarkson as their 2 top players, and George Hill.
Well, George Hill is a free agent.
And Kevin Love, if he's still under.
Yeah. Well, Kevin Love even said, I think Love said if James goes, he goes. So he might go back to Minnesota. Well, maybe not that.
I don't think Minnesota will
wants Kevin
wants
Love.
him anymore.
No.
They have their own problems trying to make Carl Anthony happy.
He'll just go to like Sacramento, some team that everybody forgets
The Bulls.
about. I wouldn't mind having Kevin Love on the Bulls.
I would. I would. We have Laurie. We don't need another one.
My God.
We don't need another white giant that just shoots threes.
But, okay. The Golden State Warriors sweeping the Cleveland Cavaliers. I'm not surprised, but I thought it was going to go 5 games. But so did everybody else. And this is why it's boring. It's because we already know the outcome. We already know the outcome of next year's NBA Finals. Hey, Adam, what's the NBA Finals going to be next year?
Probably the Warriors and wherever LeBron goes.
Exactly. That's exactly it. And if LeBron goes to a Western Conference team, it's going to be Boston, and Boston's going to get swept in 4 or 5 against.
I don't know when Boston has Kyrie. When Boston has Kyrie and Hayward back, they might be able to compete with that. Just because the defense that Stevens creates schematically, and the fact that they were able to push. I mean, it was a bad Cavs team.
I'll give them 2. I'll give them 2 games against.
But the fact that they were able to compete against that with basically no one,
right?
Because Hayward was out, Kyrie was out. They had another one of their top players was injured too. They basically had their backups playing, and they still pushed them to a game 7.
Yes. Well, so there you go. But we already know it's gonna be Golden State.
Where do you think he goes?
I think he stays in Cleveland. I think he's going to sign a 2-year deal. And once again, it's going to be a player option after the first year. So we're going to have this whole fiasco again next year. I think LeBron loves this type of attention. He loves to just be the center of attention every single summer. Oh, where's LeBron going to go? Oh, where's he going to go? Is he going to go to Canada? Is he going to go to Mexico? I don't fucking know. But you know what? That's why I think he's going to do a 2-year deal. Max money, of course, with the first-year player option. And he'll opt out next year, too. Just to see where everybody else is going to go. And because he loves the attention.
I think he leaves just because if you saw how he was the last 2 games, he just, normally, LeBron being the player he is, the amazing player he can be, will always, give, 100%, even when they're losing, he keeps trying. But that team that was around him, he was just I'm done. I don't care. He was just you could tell he was.
I think Gilbert.
He was kind of done. He doesn't like the owner there. He doesn't like.
He's not gonna like a lot of owners.
No, but this owner was the one who basically led the jersey burning when he left and said, "Oh, we're gonna win a championship before your Heat will."
Well, we all know how that turned out. But no, I mean, no. If he still didn't like Dan Gilbert, he would have never came to Cleveland.
He because when he left because he knew he had to go somewhere else for a while to win that championship. But he kind of said that he would come back, but he never said, "I'll come back and I'll stay."
I think he did say he wanted to retire as a Cleveland Cavalier.
I mean, he could go sign a 2-3-year contract somewhere and then come back, sign another 1-year contract or a 1-day contract.
Retire as he can. He'll come back for a third time. So where do you think he's going?
I mean, there's a lot of rumors that he'll go to Philly, but I don't see that happening.
I don't think it fits.
Because it doesn't fit, and you have 3 young players that kind of need the ball to continue to develop, continue to be good.
Yes.
If LeBron goes there, that stops. I think they're more interested in letting Ben Simmons
it's going to kill Simmons and it's going to kill Fultz.
Yeah.
It's going to
Fultz is kind of killing himself.
Yes, I agreed. But it'll stop his whatever
development.
His development. But it'll kill Simmons.
I don't think he'll go there. I think the 3 teams are the biggest chance for him to go. It's Houston.
Yeah,
because he's wanted to play with Chris Paul for a while, and he likes Harden. He likes everyone there.
D'Antoni.
Gets along with the people there. It'll be the first time he's on a team that has basically an established coach instead of just a coach that goes, "You dribble ball, ball going hoop, right?
This is called the LeBron play, where LeBron just has the ball for the whole
Where
time.
LeBron coaches the team, and I just stand there and look like I'm drawing pictures on my whiteboard.
Exactly.
But I think Houston, the Lakers, because it just fits. LeBron doesn't need like I guess.
Does LeBron really want to deal with the whole ball experience?
I mean, if
LeVar
anyone
Ball.
could handle it, it's LeBron, because LeBron
Actually,
could probably just go to LeVar and be like, "Shut the fuck up, go sit in your corner and leave this team alone."
Exactly.
And LeVar would
And
probably
he will have a
bolt
coach that'll just be like, "You dribble ball,
Yeah,
you get the ball. My name is Luke Walton."
but I think the Lakers
All right.
are a good possibility because championship chasing isn't really something he's doing anymore, because at this point I think he knows he's not going to get to the number.
Gone to 9
Well, no,
NBA
he has,
championships.
but I don't think he's going to get to the wins that everyone's saying he needs.
He'll get to 5 or 6
to surpass what Jordan has.
Well, no. Okay, well, that's a great transition. We'll get to that
but
after.
I think on the Lakers,
team,
because he is about like marketing now. What's he gonna do after the NBA?
Oh, he's gonna buy the Cavs.
Well, yeah, but he's been in movies. He's done producing stuff. He's building his image more, which is what you kind of do near the kind of later stages of your career. And the best places to do that would be the Lakers or Brooklyn. And you could go play with D'Angelo Russell.
He always loved Brooklyn and New York, so
he gets along with Jay-Z.
Okay, I like that.
They have cap room. They have D'Angelo Russell, which will be a good point guard to learn.
They still got Robin Lopez, right?
No, we have Robin Lopez. They have Brooke Lopez.
Oh yeah, they got Brooke Lopez. We got Robin Lopez.
But I think the Brooklyn Nets will make a lot of sense. Just marketing standpoint, building an image, building a brand even more. The Knicks, maybe, but the if you look at the two teams in New York, Brooklyn seems more easily suited to be better next year than the Knicks. Yeah, the Knicks have Porzingis or whatever his name, weird ass name.
Kristaps Porzingis.
Yeah,
I like him.
They have him, and he's really great. But what else do they have?
No, you're right. You're right. You know, they don't have a whole lot. But okay. Now, you said the magic words. You said the magic words that I just want to let everybody know that I absolutely hate this topic that we're about to do. I think it's cheap and it's just a time filler, but I guess we're going to do it anyways. And that is LeBron James versus Michael Jordan. You said that if he gets another couple of championships, or to surpass,
he'll be at
Jordan,
the championship level with Kobe and Jordan.
Well, here's the thing about Jordan, and this is even compared to Kobe Bryant.
Kobe was a Jordan clone, so it's really not.
He was close to it. Yes. I think Kobe is the closest person that we ever got,
because he mirrored his game exactly. Yeah.
It was scary.
With Jordan.
He
basically did like the exact layups, the dunks, the tongue out.
Yes. He was.
He even wanted to come to the Bulls. He wanted to get traded here.
He did.
But they didn't want Dang involved. He wanted to play with Dang.
That's right.
So he wanted to come here and play where Jordan played, so he could continue to the Jordan comparison, because Kobe loved the Jordan comparison.
Right.
LeBron doesn't.
Yeah,
LeBron has said, I think
it's more a comparison of LeBron and Magic Johnson.
Yeah, they're closer. They're closer players to each other. I think the reason it's LeBron and Jordan is because even when Magic was the best, Magic wasn't considered the greatest of all time.
That's true.
Jordan was. And Jordan still is considered the greatest player of all time. I think. Like people with the whole Jordan LeBron, we'll say, okay, Jordan never lost in the finals.
That's what I was going to get to.
Jordan
never lost. He
has
never
won
got
Defensive Player of the Year, has won MVP, has won scoring titles, won everything.
He's won it all.
But then people say, oh, well, the Bulls always have had a better team around Jordan than any team that LeBron's on. But they really haven't, because Jordan started there in '85.
Yes.
When they were nothing, when they had nothing.
And it took 6 years.
And then it took 6 years till Scotty came.
And Jordan did have a couple injuries during the mid and late '80s. But yeah, and then Scotty came, and then we had B.J. Armstrong, we had
Harper, Kerr.
Well, yeah, that was in the second
Kukoc,
for sure. Yeah, that was in the second three.
Eventually, Rodman.
The first 3P, we had Paxson.
Longley, I think was there for all. He was there for the second championship and the first 3P.
Yes.
Then till the last.
But no, you had a lot of great players on those Bulls teams. And you know what? Michael Jordan made them better. If you had Kukoc somewhere else, he just would have been a good player. Or
he kind of was when he got moved.
Steve Kerr, the same thing.
Pippen was great, but when he went elsewhere, he was older.
Well, perfect example. When Pippen in '94 and '95, the '94 season and '95 season, when Jordan wasn't there, he was an MVP guy, was getting MVP votes, and he brought the Bulls to the Eastern Conference Finals.
And that's why
fucked up in it, but
and that's why people say that. People who are in the LeBron camp are saying Jordan wasn't the greatest because his team still won even without him.
LeBron James is Scottie Pippen.
Yeah.
There you go. There's my hot take. LeBron James is more like Scottie Pippen.
I could see that. I could see,
because he needs people to win.
Yeah. And
he can't do it alone.
His perfect team was when he had Bosh and Wade. Because Bosh and Wade, Bosh, it took a while for him to adjust.
And Dwayne Wade's a Hall of Famer, right?
Yeah.
Exactly.
And that's what people will say, oh, LeBron doesn't play with Hall of Famers. Jordan played with 2. And I was like, well, Dwayne Wade is a Hall of Famer.
Wade.
Ray Allen.
How did they win against the Spurs? Oh, that's right. Ray Allen. That's why.
And then people will also say that Jordan had the better coaching with Jackson, but LeBron isn't really the player that really needs to be coached. He'll just do it on his own.
I'll say LeBron is a very, very intelligent, basketball intelligent. Well, he's an intelligent man no matter what, but he's very basketball intelligent. He's got that. He doesn't need a coach, like you said. That's why he's gonna buy the Cavaliers when it's all said and done, or he's gonna buy some NBA team because he's got that fucking mindset. He knows what to do.
I'll say he's because if there's top players, say he's better than Kobe was.
I'm not going to say that, but okay.
Or, if he's not better than Kobe, he's a 2A, 2B with him and Kobe.
I see LeBron top 4, top 5 of all time.
Yeah,
I really do. There's no doubt about it. What he's doing, and you know what? I've gotten to a point that I'm appreciating his play because it is something special. What he did against the Celtics was ridiculous. He was just hitting threes like it was nothing, like it was a video game. He was Steph Curry for some reason. It was wait, you're LeBron James. You can't be hitting threes like this, and he's just draining them. There are glimpses of that kill mode, that Kobe Bryant and Michael Jordan always had. LeBron doesn't always have it, but it does show at times, and when it shows, it's fun to watch him play.
It is, and it's fun to see that. The times it happens. But like you said, it doesn't always happen. It's not always
Especially
there.
Not in this Golden State series.
But
game one
he had it, but then J.R. Smith destroyed it for him.
And then he broke his hand.
Yeah.
Oh, we got to get to that, too.
But then, Jordan and Kobe seem to just 24/7, no matter what they're doing, gambling, golf, basketball, they're always, I must win. It's just me. I'm winning.
Teammates,
and even in practice, Jordan and Kobe would beat the hell out of his own teammates, and that's why teammates hated him. And people say oh well, LeBron's better because LeBron's teammates all love him. I was like, well, Jordan's better because Jordan doesn't give a shit. Jordan cares about one thing and one thing only: winning. And being MVP. He doesn't care about his teammates. He doesn't care about your family. The only teammate he probably cared about was Scotty.
Maybe.
Well, no, because him and Scotty are still close. Yeah. Like, that's the only team.
I just left Dennis Rodman alone
because Dennis was on his own level.
he's just in the corner with his bride.
He's in the corner talking to himself, shaking, and Jordan just kind of like
burying himself.
Okay, well, we'll unleash that later.
We'll unleash that later. Rodman,
stay in your corner. Stay in your corner. We'll tap on it when it's time for you to go.
Mr. 17 rebounds per game. Oh my God, Rodman was amazing. But okay, I want to get to the LeBron James breaking hand thing. All right, I this is my take on it. If he broke his hand in game 1, I understand. Well, first off, I think it's against the NBA rules to have a disclosed injury. You have to at least say, hey, he has an injury, but
it's kind of like hockey. It's got to be like upper body, lower body injury.
But there was nothing of that, which is, I think, against NBA policy. The other thing that I think was very cowardly of LeBron James and very immature, after game... So, loss of game 1, you break your hand. Game 2, no showing of it. Even post games, nothing. Game 3, same thing. Game 4, when you get swept, which is what, 6-7 days after you broke your hand, all of a sudden you're wearing a cast at the post game.
Yeah.
What does that say? It's like, you have an excuse. Oh yeah. By the way, I broke my hand back 7 days ago. During game 1, so yeah, I've been playing with a broken hand. Oh, cool. Why are you doing this at the post game when the Golden State Warriors are celebrating on your floor? By the way, what are you trying to do? This is why it goes back to what I think is that LeBron James, and you're saying it too in a way because you say that he's going to go to LA or Brooklyn because it's the center of attention. It's all about the center of attention. It's all about LeBron James, and that's why I'm saying about the Cleveland thing of staying there with a 1-year deal or whatever. But it's like, I have a fucking broken hand.
I think that's the big difference I see between the three of them, between Jordan, LeBron, and Kobe.
Yeah.
LeBron, throughout his career, throughout his time in Cleveland, his time in Miami,
cried.
Well, not just that. LeBron needs to be loved. He needs people to love him.
Right.
He needs people to like him. He hated being the villain in Miami.
He
didn't like people not liking him. He wants everybody to just, LeBron, you're the greatest. LeBron, we love you. LeBron, we need you. LeBron, stay. LeBron, please, LeBron.
Please, LeBron, please.
And he wants everybody to love, which, I mean, that's kind of a normal human emotion. You want to be loved. Jordan and Kobe do not have that emotion. Jordan and Kobe wanted to be hated.
They're just robots.
Jordan and Kobe were just like, you don't like me, I'll kill you.
You don't like me? Oh, kiss my rings, bitch. That's what I gotta say about that. Kiss my rings and kiss my Hall of Fame banner, motherfucker. That's what Kobe says. That's what Jordan says. But
I mean, I will say, like, LeBron's like the greatest of this era because it's not even close because next closest would probably be Steph.
No, Durant.
Durant, I don't know.
But he's a cowardly little wuss anyway.
Yeah.
Too. But no, I'm sorry to say it's LeBron and then Durant and then then I guess Curry. I mean, you got to put Harden in there somewhere. And
Westbrook.
Westbrook's Westbrook has that kill mode. It's just that he literally doesn't have anybody. If Westbrook was off that team, they would win 15
but
games.
The problem is, like, 15. Westbrook kind of has that Antetokounmpo loyalty where he doesn't want to leave. He doesn't want to leave Oklahoma. He wants them to win a championship.
I respect Westbrook so much.
He wants to stay.
He'll
leave if he realizes that's his only option.
Right.
But he doesn't want to leave.
He doesn't want to. He wants to recruit.
That's why he's like, that was always
George,
my big problem, except for Melo. He's like, Melo, you can leave.
Yeah, Melo's cast is prime.
But that was my problem with, like, LeBron. Like, everyone's saying, like, during the summer, his first free agency when he went to Miami. Everyone was saying like, "Oh well, that proves how great LeBron was. He knew he had to leave to win those championships, so he wanted to build his legacy." My argument to that was Cleveland had the exact same cap situation. Why didn't Cleveland say, or LeBron say, "Hey Wade, hey Bosh, why don't you just come here?
You're right.
We all play here.
I remember
we dominate from here."
That all three had a choice.
Same
to
with
go
the
to
Bulls.
Miami,
like
Cleveland,
the Bulls
and
might
Chicago.
all had the top cap spaces.
And I think New York too.
Yeah.
I think, but
New York
they
was
still
out
had Melo
earlier.
at the time. They still had Melo and Amari Stoudemire.
Yeah.
But no, there were three major teams that could have gotten Bosh, Wade, and James, and it was Miami, Cleveland, and Chicago. All they had to do was pick the city. And I don't know what went down. Maybe Pat Riley got to them and Dwayne, whatever. But LeBron James folded. And he didn't stick to his guns. And he wasn't like, no, Bosh, Dwayne, you come to Cleveland for with us, with me, and we'll be okay. No.
I think that kind of proved
that was huge.
What I always thought in that time frame, that Dwayne was the alpha.
Well, yeah.
Dwayne was like, everyone's like, it was LeBron's team. No, it was Wade's team. Because Wade won before.
Yeah.
I mean, he had Shaq, but Wade won before any of them came.
Exactly.
It was Wade's team. Wade said, "You come here. This is what we're doing. We're playing in Miami. You're playing with me." He didn't LeBron didn't say, "No, you're coming to Cleveland. You're playing with us." LeBron was like, "Oh, all right."
Like, nah.
But like, all right, I'll come to Miami. But,
exactly.
Like, that's when I started to have like the little dislike for LeBron. Like, I get the whole decision thing was like a charity, like, which went to a good cause. It was a charity thing. He's a great person. He's a great man. He's a great player.
Yes.
But like, just that whole the way the decision played out, the way the little carnival played out afterwards, just made me think like, what the hell? If he's so great, why does he need to do this? Why doesn't he just have them go? Why does he leave at all? Why doesn't he make them come play with him?
I agree. But that's neither here nor there. But you know what is here and nor anywhere? The Stanley Cup Championship.
Capitals finally won.
Capitals finally did it. They beat the expansion team.
And the expansion team's having a parade anyways, because it's Vegas, so fuck everything.
Vegas doesn't care, man. Vegas is just they just beat their own drum, and that's fine and great. I was outside the arena for Game 2 of the Stanley Cup Championship, and it's just Vegas is just a party anyways. But it was a party. It was fun. But I'm glad the Capitals won. They deserve it. Ovechkin played out of his fucking mind, in Game 5, and most of the series.
So did Holtby.
Yes. Yeah, he did. I mean, just I couldn't be happier for the Capitals. Like, they're well deserved. The fans definitely deserve it. Good job, Caps. Like, good job.
I'm happy for Ovechkin. I'm happy for Ovechkin and that he finally got his win. But like, when the finals or in the playoffs started, and I kind of knew the Blackhawks wasn't a possibility because they were so awful this year. There were like 3 teams I really wanted to win. I wanted either Sharks, the Lightning, or the Knights to win. The Sharks and Lightning, because I have friends who are Sharks and Lightning's fan, and I always thought the Lightning that year against the Hawks,
that was their year.
They were great. They were great, and I thought they should get the next one. I like Stamkos.
I do too.
Like, their whole team is amazing. The Sharks, I have friends that like the Sharks. I like some of their players, and they were always a tough out for the Blackhawks. So thought it would be fun to see that one. The Knights just because it was rarity, because that never happens.
And that's what I'm going to get to the question. Do you think Vegas, because I think is like a little bit less than half their team free agents now or something? Like, I don't even know how it works. But do you think Vegas can at least make the playoffs next year?
I mean, in their division, it's probably doable for them to make the playoffs again? Are they going to be as
Is
dominant
dominant.
as they were this? No, but they
Okay.
could maybe make it as a wild card. They're not going to win that division again, but they could make it and make it as a wild card.
I just see. You know what? I think this was such a rarity. We're probably not going to see Vegas in the playoffs for the next 6 7 years. I just feel like this was
So what
just.
happens to their fan base then? Do they stay
Ooh.
where they were all crazy, going to every game, selling out because they loved them, or do they kind of
I'm
okay, bye?
going to say they're gonna stay crazy because if you see like the pre games
It's
of
insane.
Vegas, it's like a whole show. So I think that's gonna draw a lot of people to still go, a lot of families to still go and watch this huge show of the night. Destroying everything and just having a good time. So I think it's gonna stay. I think the buzz of the Knights are gonna stay, but
But if
the
they
Vegas
start, but
Raiders might take a lot of, even though the
I
Raiders,
mean,
that's
that's different. But like,
yeah,
if I don't really
it's gonna
think they're
take
gonna
over.
the crazy like I think it will stick through the first few months of the season. But if they're like a bottoming, middling team that's just kind of sticking around, they're not really doing anything like they did last year. I think the fan base will kind of just be like,
We'll kind of
okay, it was
go
fun
down.
last year, but you're not
Well,
doing it
I mean, if they
again.
have a bad season next year, I think it's still gonna sell out. But I mean, it's gonna
But
be
I
like
think
a
a lot of the
yearly
reason it
process.
sells
But
out too is like the tourists who
exactly,
come to see the
when they
Knights
go to
because it's a
Vegas,
show. It's a show.
and
Like let's go
and
see
it's
a hockey team. Let's
well,
see the
it's a great
Knights. But
place for like say,
like if they're playing
if
the Blackhawks and we're there, it's like, oh, let's go watch
exactly.
the Blackhawks play the
People
Knights
from New York when the Islanders or the Rangers play there, or if people from like, on the
from
East Coast,
LA, from
Detroit, Minnesota,
the
you're gonna have. They're
Islanders,
like,
the
hey,
Lightning.
yo, our Wild are gonna be playing in Vegas this weekend. Let's make it a
Let's
weekend.
go
Let's
watch
go.
them.
Yeah,
Like I think like that's
it's
why
a
I think
great
they'll
place for
continue to
that.
sell out, but I don't think their fan base
Is
is going
gonna.
to be the reason they're continuing to sell out. Because
I
like
gotcha.
their fan base reminded me a lot. Like we have, I don't want to call him a friend, but a person we know who said that
Oh boy.
like during the finals, oh, I hate the Knights because their fan base is so fake. Because they're just here because it's the party now and they're happy. And I
Well,
told him, I was like, but every team has a fake fan base. I was like, look at
yes.
the Blackhawks in 2010. There were a few that were always Blackhawks fans since they were younger and just loved
Yeah.
the Blackhawks, were happy. When they won, it was an amazing thing. But
You're
then
always
a
gonna have
good
those
80%
fans.
of them were just Blackhawks winning. I go cheer for Blackhawks now, which is what this guy kind of was. That
Yes.
he was like a bandwagon Hawks fan, but he's hating it that another team is now like doing the same thing, having the
And
bandwagon.
here's the thing. The Vegas Knights just started. This is year one. There is no history. So they have to build their fan base. And what better way to build a fan base to, I guess, go to the Stanley Cup and get to at least 5 games. And, it's going to help their fan base and it's going to help the revenue. Well, I mean, I guess they don't really need help for the revenue in Vegas, but you know what I'm trying to
Yeah.
say. It helps build a fan base a little bit more than saying, "Oh, we're last place in the division." All right, like I guess this is going to be a yearly thing.
Yeah.
So it puts some excitement into that city. It put
I mean, not
of
that it
that.
really needs it because it's got it
Exactly.
anyway.
Yes.
But like you made the comment about the Vegas Raiders about you don't think that's
Yes.
gonna.
I
The
think
league completely fucked that up. It should have been
yes.
the Raiders going back to LA where they have their set fan base that never wanted them to leave in the first place.
Agreed.
And the Chargers should
Stay in
have
San.
gone. No, the
Oh.
Chargers should have gone to Vegas.
Okay.
Because I mean, the Chargers were never going to stay in San Diego
No.
because San Diego wasn't going to build them a new stadium.
No.
So they had to leave. And the Rams went back to LA because Rams started in LA.
That's what they
So I
started.
thought the Chargers should have gone to Vegas because it would have been easier to transplant that fan base from where they are to still loving the Chargers in Vegas, and then they get maybe new fans that live in Vegas that want to see football that love them too. But the Raiders, just the fan base they have, it's like so crazy
It
and
is crazy.
volatile and violent and tries to kill people that wear
And
other.
now you're putting them in Vegas.
I don't think it's gonna work.
Now you're just gonna put them in Vegas. It's like, oh great, that's lovely.
And I don't think that'll get the same kind of like reaction that you were talking about with hockey fans, where oh the Blackhawks or the Wild are playing the Knights, let's go see the Knights and Blackhawks. If it's like the Raiders and the Bears, or the Raiders and the Vikings, or Raiders and the Packers,
yeah,
like a Packers fan's not going to be like, oh, let's go to Vegas. They're going to be like, let's go up to Green Bay and just watch them here.
Well,
let's watch them in Chicago.
Exactly.
Let's watch them in Minnesota. Why am I going to travel across the country to see a Raiders Packers game?
What you do, you know? You know, I would have done that if it was in Oakland. You know, Jesus. But you got any last words on the NHL or anything like that?
I think this offseason's gonna be an interesting one. I've been hearing like a lot of rumors around the Blackhawks. Like one is that they're trying to trade for Scott Darling and Justin Falk from the Canadians to get a better backup for Crawford and to shore up their
Darling
defense.
coming back.
Yeah, and there's also the rumor that they're going to be big players on trying to get Justin Tavares to try to beef up their offense and get someone quicker to play with Kane, Schmaltz.
Exactly.
They have a more powerful second line. The draft should be interesting to see. It's usually fun. But like the Cup kind of ended like I a little bit assumed it would, with once Capitals were in it, like because how they were playing, that no one was really going to stop that.
Exactly. You know, that they defied all odds throughout the whole playoffs.
Although I will say, like that's why I like hockey, like baseball and football, so much better than basketball.
Yeah.
Because any year, like any team could just randomly win. Like even next year, if few things go right in baseball, like the Sox could get in the playoffs, make a run, and crazy things happen, and they'll win. And football, even this year, like maybe the Bears, everything goes right, they make a run and end up in the playoffs,
and they get into the playoffs.
Like
or something,
there's actual parity in those leagues. In the NBA, you're the Warriors, you're the Cavs, you're in every year.
You're the Warriors, you have LeBron James, you're in every year. That's how it is. So, no, you're right about that. I'm just trying to think. Is there anything you want to say about baseball? See, baseball right now.
Baseball's been
baseball's
fun. I mean, it's starting to get a little more interesting now. Like I said the last time we tried, I was kind of surprised that the White Sox aren't doing better, but they're
now they are.
Well, they are. But they are. But their rotation is inconsistent. Like Fulmer can't really.
But they're playing better.
Yeah.
They're winning games like 4-2, 2-1. They just took 2 out of 3 against Boston.
Yeah, I saw
we
that.
beat
and against the Brewers.
Yeah, they
beat them 1-0.
1-0. You take that.
But yeah, I thought they were going to be more like middle of the division.
Hey, it's only the beginning of June. They could they could win 15 out of 20 sometime. They could be in the middle. You know what? The AL Central is so god awful right now. I think.
Are those the Indians or the Tigers now that are randomly in first?
Well, the Indians are not randomly in first.
But if the Tigers are,
then it's random. And I got some cousins in Detroit, and they're like, what? Wait, we're supposed to suck, and they do suck. It's just that the whole division sucks. And yes, I'm looking up the standings of it right now because that's how I am doing. Yeah. All right. Well, hold on. Never mind.
Tigers.
Indians are 34 and 29. So the Indians are finally finding their stride, and they're just gonna run away with this division. Yeah, Detroit is 31 and 36 in second place. So yeah, the Indians are gonna run away with that division.
The one thing I'm still surprised about in baseball is kind of the fact that like, okay, the Cubs have started to play better.
Well, yeah,
The
all the
Diamondbacks
good
started to play
teams are going
better.
to start
But
playing
like,
better. You know,
but
this is how.
but the one
You get
that
that
really
spring
hasn't,
rust off
the
of
one
you.
that really the Dodgers are still.
Well, they got what? Corey Seager is out for the season, right?
Yeah, that kind of happens to them a lot, where they randomly lose one of their
Yeah.
young players. But like the Nationals have kind of evened out, but they're still like I don't view
Yes.
them as like an
All right,
actual threat.
yeah, I
Like
mean,
they're first in their
you
division,
got your Yankees, you
but
got your Red
actually
Sox.
no, they're tied with the Braves in the division, and the Phillies are only 3 back.
The Phillies are going to fall apart. Same with Atlanta. I don't believe in them. The team that
But
I wanted to believe in the NL East is the ones that are shitting the bed.
Giants?
Mets.
No.
East.
Oh yeah, that's kind of surprising too, because if you
No, Giants are actually doing better.
think about how like the Mets did their rebuild, like compared to like the Cubs, they did like completely opposite. The Cubs went like all offense and said,
Yeah,
if we need pitching, we'll find pitching in free agency or we'll trade for people.
exactly.
The Mets drafted all pitchers and were like, oh, we'll just find offense. But now all their pitchers are getting like Tommy John surgery and tearing out their UCL, and
Oh, jeez, yeah, and
they're all getting hurt.
Down, down, down.
Like the one or the two rumors that I thought were the most interesting so far for the trade deadline, with the Cubs at least, are one that people keep talking about, Machado
Of course,
to the Cubs.
of course, man.
Then there was another one that they're supposedly talking to the Rays or trying to get Chris Archer and Klinhammer.
Well, they've been trying to get Chris Archer for the last 2-3 years.
Since Jim Henry dumbassingly traded him away for
Exactly.
Matt Garza.
Oh yeah, that worked well. Ugh. But no, baseball's just doing what baseball is doing. You know, we'll do a lot more, of course, in the next coming weeks. It's just that NBA and NHL is now done. And we got the NBA draft that's coming up next week. We'll probably talk a little bit about that next time. But we have an event coming up this Sunday. There's an event here in Chicago.
There's two actually. There's Takeover and Monday.
Actually, there's 4.
Oh yeah,
Monday Night Raw and Monday Night Raw and SmackDown. So far.
And the Ring of Honor thing, I think, is
that's going to be in September.
Oh,
that's in September. 7th.
There's some other independent thing that's at Congress.
That is badass.
But it's not like a big independent. It's like I think it's Billy Corgan's wrestling company.
Okay, so I kind of want to start with NXT because I haven't watched NXT in the last like 4 or 5 weeks, but I just want to know, why are they still doing this Johnny Gargano and
Ciampa?
Ciampa rivalry. And I heard what they had to do, because that was supposed to be a last man standing,
but then SmackDown took it with AJ and Shinsuke.
So then they just changed it to a Chicago
street fight.
Yeah.
I think they're still doing it because, number one,
they don't want to give Gargano a
well, no, they're eventually going to give Gargano the title shot and the title. Yeah. But I think they want it because a lot of how NXT books its shows is they kind of do where they expect some matches will have a little lull in the crowd action, and then some will get huge pops. They're kind of figuring they could keep for a few more weeks putting Gargano and Ciampa out, knowing they're going to put on crazy matches, work great together.
Yes.
And then eventually one of them, either Ciampa or Gargano, will move up to the title, either North American or the world title picture. I think in this match, though, there's going to be a big turn. And I think Candice LeRae is going to screw Johnny Gargano.
Really?
I think because if you watched it like 2 weeks ago, Gargano signed the contract for the street fight. And Candice kept telling him, like, no, you don't have to do this. This is a bad move. You're still hurt. Don't do it. And he did it anyways. And she like kind of like looked back at him like, what the fuck are you doing? Why are you keep putting yourself in this situation?
Interesting.
So I think she's gonna run out either like with a weapon or just
maybe
run out.
Accidentally hit him.
Or I don't even think it's gonna be accident. I think she's gonna like because like if you like know anything about Candice. In the independents, she has a history of like actually like her and Selena Vega both like wrestled against like men and like held their own and actually beat them a few times. I think she's gonna come out and either low blow and DDT Gargano or just attack him, and then Ciampa will do the armbar or his powerbomb lung blower and beat him.
Well, there you go. Hell yeah.
And then as for the Ricochet
versus Velveteen,
that's gonna be crazy.
That's gonna be awesome. That I'm excited about. I'm trying to get off. Well, I'm gonna get off of work for Sundays because I'm gonna go. But you know, a friend of mine was like, "Yo, $25 tickets for NXT Takeover," and I'm like, "Damn it, can't." But so the main card. Where to even start? I mean, it's okay. I know where to start, and I don't know why I'm going to start here, but AJ Styles versus Shinsuke Nakamura, for last man standing for the WWE title. I love the idea. Just don't fuck it up. Don't be a double count out. Don't give us a definite ending. I'm going back and forth on it because I think Shinsuke winning the title would be great for storyline purposes.
But then it continues the rivalry.
Exactly.
We've already seen 5 matches.
Exactly. Since WrestleMania. So that's why I'm saying no. And also, if Shinsuke does win, what other faces are on SmackDown?
Jeff Hardy.
He's injured.
I mean, he's still wrestling, though. He's injured, but he's still
at events. He's the Intercontinental Champ right now.
I mean, Daniel Bryan.
Okay. Randy Orton?
Orton, yeah.
Orton's
kind of a heel, though. I mean,
he's a tweener. He does whatever the hell he wants.
Yeah, those are the really only faces.
That's it. So
unless they call up someone from NXT.
Then what? Just to give him a title shot right away against Shinsuke?
I mean certain people may work with, like, if you call up Alistair.
That would be fucking awesome. I would love that. But the more I think about it, AJ Styles has to win.
Because there's more heels on SmackDown than there are faces.
And I think we already know what his next... well, first, what do you think is going to happen in the AJ Styles Shinsuke?
I think AJ will win just because, like we've been saying, it's a really long rivalry. A win from Shinsuke would just mean it keeps continuing, and then if AJ won it back, that would just continue again and again. I think they gotta end the rivalry. Eventually, Shinsuke will get the title, but I don't think it's gonna be against
maybe
AJ.
Later this year or next year. You know.
I think AJ wins. I think he hits him with I don't know if you remember, but a year or two ago, he did, when he was a heel, he did a Styles Clash to James Ellsworth on the steel stairs, where bounce his head on the stairs.
Yeah,
I think he's gonna do that to Shinsuke and then knock him out.
That would be awesome. That I'm okay with that. That'll be amazing to see.
But being it is a last man standing, if a SmackDown person wins Money in the Bank, do they cash in right after?
That would be interesting.
Because the last time it happened was Kane when he won Money in the Bank.
No, I thought Dean Ambrose did it the same night.
No, he did the next Monday or
that Monday night.
Yeah, but Kane did it when I think Ray was facing Batista in a match like that. Your last man standing or Iron Man. Kane won Money in the Bank. That came out right away. Won the title.
Man, I'm liking this idea. See now you just put a whole corkscrew in my ideas of it because. All right, we'll get to the meat and potatoes of it now too. The Money in the Bank match, the men's Money in the Bank match. I was gonna say, all right, it can't be Samoa Joe and it can't be The Miz because I think those two can already get title shots as is.
And I also think Miz is gonna take some time off to be with his kid and Maurice.
So so Samoa Joe, it can't be Samoa Joe because I think Samoa Joe is gonna be
the next rivalry. Anyway,
exactly. I get a title shot. But I really like your idea. If Samoa Joe does win the Money in the Bank and
he just runs out and chokes him out.
I love it. And then you get Samoa Joe as your champion right then and there and Money in the Bank. I love the idea. I love it. I think that would be perfect.
I think that's a possibility, but I still think
Because they
Money
like
in
to
the
do
Bank.
they like to do special things in
They like
Chicago.
to do like weird things, but I also think Money in the Bank. I think it goes to Raw, just because there's people like on SmackDown with AJ. Yeah, he's like best wrestler besides Jericho, probably best wrestler of this decade.
Yes.
Like, but
yeah.
you can put AJ in a match against anybody, and people could be like, "Yeah, I could see that other person winning." But the way they built Brock recently, you can't do that. So you need like something like Money in the Bank.
Like money. But then you're just doing something like what you did at WrestleMania like 3 years ago.
Unless you give it to what I told you.
Finn Balor?
Nope. Big E.
Oh. Oh. Yes. I think our crowd wants to know what I mean. It's a very interesting idea, and I like it. Very innovative. But go on. What is this
the big
idea?
rumor on like most of the wrestling sites, like Bleacher Report and Wrestling Edge, are saying Big E, because his improvement on the mic, his great ring work that he's always had, he's becoming kind of a dark horse backstage favorite to win the Money in the Bank, because they don't want to break up the New Day, but they want to push Big E as his own person on his own.
Mm-hmm.
So they're saying there's a fairly good chance that he ends up winning Money in the Bank. And the reason they're saying this is because, okay, the Money in the Bank briefcase has always had a few obvious outcomes. You win, you lose, you could defend the contract, lose the contract, and keep it for a year, then take it. But there's never been a situation where someone could win it, like Big E, who's in the New Day, and say, the New Day has won the Money in the Bank contract.
I love it.
And that any of us can cash this in. So 1 week you could have Kofi run out with the contract and act like he's going to cash in, and then just run out. One day you have Xavier just run out. Or you could even have him suppose that I'm cashing in the tag titles and run out, but never really do it until Big E does it and wins.
And wins. Oh man!
Just because when he debuted, Big E was a huge deal, and is really good. I mean, I've always thought he was better than the whole New Day gimmick, but he's good. He should eventually. But same with Kofi. Kofi should have gotten his shot a long time ago.
Yes,
but
years upon years ago. I really like that idea. I think it would be very entertaining to watch. The only thing is because they're on. Yeah, they're on Raw.
No, they're on SmackDown.
No, they're on SmackDown. They are on SmackDown. Oh, yeah, duh. Oh, my God. So, actually, it would work. But, of course, you would, need AJ Styles not to be the champ. I mean, you could.
You could, because New Day is so, just so over that, people won't really care if they try to do it on a face.
It's not a cheering or booing. It's just more of an entertainment value.
And they could even do it, randomly in matches where they're not even actually cashing in. They're just doing it to distract people.
Exactly. And I could see an 8-man tag with them and AJ Styles, and they're like, "Hey, AJ, hey."
And they just hold the briefcase up next to him.
AJ. It would be a lot of comedy in it. A lot of comedy. I could totally see that.
But if he, I think there's a good possibility he does win, but WWE has a tendency to release these things, knowing that people are going to think it's going to happen, and it never happens. I think the top options to win are actually on Raw. I think it's either going to be Kevin Owens or Finn Balor.
I like that,
especially with how Kevin has been pushed recently. He was just at a live event where him and Sammy were teaming up, and Owens sat down on the stage to cut a promo, and Sammy was jumping around and oh, tell them how great we are, and then Kevin's no, I'm talking about Money in the Bank, and then Sammy's oh, that's your own thing, but Bobby Lashley sucks, and just ran away, and then Kevin Owens basically just said, You people need to realize that I'm the most likely option to win this match. I'm a former champion. I'm getting my title back, no matter what I have to do to get it. So
I like it.
I think him or Finn. The reason I think Finn is just because
he never lost it.
Yeah, he never lost it, and
it would be a huge pop.
It would.
For SummerSlam. Think about it. You have your
especially if he cashes in and comes out in his demon paint.
Oh my god, that would be amazing.
Or he paints the briefcase.
Yes, I can see that too. Hell yeah.
I mean, Finn, the reason I could see him doing it is because, number one, he's supremely over, even though Vince doesn't seem to like him too much because he's one of the smaller guys.
Well, Triple H
but Triple H loves him, Shane loves him, Shawn Michaels is all are pushing for him.
Yes.
Even Austin decided he thought he was a great worker. I think the only way Finn gets the title, especially if it's against someone like Brock, is he has to have that briefcase.
Yes.
And then he uses it to cash in at SummerSlam against the supremely disappointing match of Roman Reigns versus Brock Lesnar.
Exactly. Here we go again. And I think
part 28 that no one cares about.
And even though it would be the same thing as what we saw at WrestleMania 3 years ago with Seth Rollins cashing it in, I think we would still be very, very happy to see Finn Balor cash it in.
But even if he does, I think they could do it with a little swerve. Because there's rumors that SummerSlam could be Brock's last match.
For a while. Because he's on contract for
one of the biggest problems the office thinks they have with Finn, backstage with Vince and some of the writers, is they don't think he could cut a promo because they think his accent is too thick and that people don't understand him. So I think he cashes in. Then Heyman kind of does the Ray thing where Heyman jumps up, distracts Brock. Then Finn attacks him, pins him, and Paul Heyman aligns with Finn Balor.
Yeah. All right. So you're saying Finn Balor or
Big E.
Or Big E. I'm gonna go with The Miz, because even if he does take time off, it's not gonna hurt him.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with The Miz because he definitely deserves it, and I know he won it before. But Samoa Joe doesn't need. I don't think The Miz really does either. But I think there's a few heels ahead of The Miz right now for a major title push. So that's why I think The Miz would be perfect. If The Miz wins it and then you don't see him for like 3, 4, 5 months, and then it's like
all of a sudden he cashes in,
and then all of a sudden he just cashes it in out of nowhere. That would be fucking awesome. I think The Miz would be a great pick, and I really like the Samoa Joe one. If Samoa Joe wins that night, I think Samoa Joe will cash it in, like you said, last man standing, and during the last man standing match, and Samoa Joe just chokes out AJ Styles and wins the belt. That would be fucking awesome. I'm gonna stick with The Miz, and I'm gonna stick with Samoa Joe. I know they're both heels, and I know last year was a heel,
but kind of the Money in the Bank thing is kind of a heel tactic if you think about it. Like,
it is.
Even when RVD had it,
like
he was kind of heel-ish. I mean, acting like you're going to run out on someone's match like after, it's not really a thing a face would generally do.
Who's all in? I don't keep on forgetting. All right, so it's Finn. It's Finn Balor, Braun Strowman,
Bobby Roode.
Oh, Bobby Roode. That's right.
Rusev.
Yeah, that's right. Bobby Roode and Rusev. Yeah, they're not going to get it.
Nope.
No. But no. And now for the women's one. See, because I really like the idea, and I know the last show that we had, we were talking about the Nia Jax versus Ronda Rousey match, and I don't think putting the belt on Ronda Rousey would be a smart idea right now. You want to save that for maybe a SummerSlam or WrestleMania, and that's why it would be a perfect idea for somebody like Alexa Bliss to win Money in the Bank and then cash it in that night. Now, of course, that will counteract the Samoa Joe thing happening for that night, or if WWE just wants to fucking say, yeah, let's just do it all right now, fucking great. But I see Alexa Bliss winning the Money in the Bank and then screwing over Nia Jax and Ronda Rousey, winning the belt, and then she's the real heel. That I see that more likely than
If
anything else.
Alexa won, well, I could see her doing that cash in just to kind of screw up the match.
It needs to happen.
I viewed her more as someone who would get the belt and get the briefcase and kind of do the Carmella thing, and just like talk about how like this I'm the goddess of WWE. This briefcase proves that eventually I'm gonna get what's mine again, and just so
Yeah,
she could continue to cut her heel promos and then continue to keep
but
getting in.
then
But I do think someone's going to interfere in that match, but it's not going to be the Money in the Bank winner. I think Natalya is going to run out and attack Ronda Rousey and cost her the match.
Okay.
And then they'll fight at SummerSlam.
and then
Because
they'll
that
fight
was
at SummerSlam.
supposed to be her first rivalry, anyways, but Nia had to do stupid Twitter shit, which is why this whole thing started. But,
Okay then.
well, no, that's what it was.
Yeah.
It was she tweeted at, like, Ronda Rousey was at an event and she tweeted basically challenging her. So then WWE was kind of like, okay, fine. And then set up the match. But I think there's going to be two big things that happen involving the women's matches at Money in the Bank. One, I think Sasha is going to go up on the ladder and Bayley's going to knock her off and attack her and cost her the match.
Nice.
And then I think, let's see who's all in it. Then I actually think I'm thinking Becky Lynch might win it.
Okay.
Just because
Kind of like a nice little wild card.
because
nice little underdog. She's been champion
it's been
before.
a while before she's had it. She was like kind of the first women pick on SmackDown when they did the original draft.
Right.
And they have the little built-in friendly rivalry with Charlotte where they're both kind of saying like, oh, I have to win the Money in the Bank to
Exactly.
like prove them. I think Becky wins, but I think Sasha will be like within fingertips of getting the briefcase, and then Bayley runs out and tips the ladder over and screws her over
That would be cool.
to win it. And as for the Carmella versus
I was
Asuka
about
match,
to say, yeah. I think it's going to be a squash. I think
no,
Asuka's
I
going to win.
don't. Just because in recent weeks Asuka has been losing a lot more.
Yeah.
I think
a lot more.
I think
Asuka comes
there's
down and
someone
kills her.
that was responsible for Carmella getting the Money in the briefcase that was actually re-signed.
Oh,
And
no.
James Ellsworth.
The return. Is
And
this
there's
true?
rumors that he's going to be at Money in the Bank. There's rumors that he's going to be at Money in the
I gotta
Bank.
look this up. No.
Yeah, he's going to be at Money in the Bank. I think he's going to screw over Asuka, and Carmella's going to keep the title.
Oh my god. No, I gotta look this up. Is James Ellsworth really back?
Either that or Billy Kay and Peyton Royce will.
Oh my god.
Because just because Asuka, like, people complain about Carmella as champion just because they say like she's not really good in the ring, but that doesn't seem to make people hate Nia Jax as the champion. But I don't see Asuka winning it. I think
I think Asuka.
just because like Asuka as champion gets the same thing as it got in NXT, where it's kind of fun for a few weeks, but then it's kind of like, okay, this is boring because you can't really.
This is boring.
You can't really like talk. You're great in the ring, but like you're cutting the same two promos over the whole. You're not ready for Asuka, and
you're not ready for
Asuka.
But
Eventually it runs its course.
Right. Well, but no, I think Asuka winning it would be good, and then you could set up a SummerSlam match maybe again with Charlotte Flair.
How quickly does Daniel Bryan break Cass's leg again in the
Daniel
Bryan versus Cass?
Hold on. If you know what, I think Big Cass needs to win this match dirty, not clean. He has to win this match, and he has to win this match dirty, because of two reasons. Number one, you're already building Big Cass up as a big heel. He's supposed to be the next push, the pushed heel, and to get more main event talent on SmackDown. Big Cass is really good on the mic. He's really good on the mic, and he's average to maybe a little bit slightly
It reminds
above
me of a
average.
less athletic Test.
Yes, agreed. But he's really
Which
good on the
is
mic.
saying something because Test was not athletic.
Well, he's okay. And the other thing is, you can't have the underdog win all the time. Because if Daniel Bryan's whole persona is the underdog, you got to have him lose. And he's got to lose against, I almost said Test. He has to lose against Big Cass. Big Cass needs this win to forward his character. Because if not, you're just going to kill him. You're just going to kill him off, and then it's like, well, who cares about Big Cass? But if he beats Daniel Bryan,
even if he wins.
But he's good on the mic.
Not really.
Yeah.
No, he's not. He kind of stumbles on words like.
No, he doesn't. He's great on the mic.
And
look up at all his interviews. It's hilarious. They're funny. They're entertaining.
I don't think he's gonna win just because he has problems backstage with people because of what he did.
It's not like he's Enzo Amore.
No, but he's getting close. Because of what he did in that one segment where he kind of attacked the person for too long.
Yeah.
And then his some of his promos against Bryan, WWE kind of didn't sign off on, and he just kind of said what he wanted. And they're not happy about that either.
Why they're good promos because
they're not happy about that either. I don't as soon as Cass came back, they were trying to bill him as the next top thing. I just saw him and I was like, that's not believable. Because he's big, but all he ever was basically Enzo Amore's muscle.
Yeah.
And he's not he's not good in the ring. He might be getting better on the mic, but you can't have him being the dominant force when nobody really believes he's an actual dominant force. That's kind of the problem they have on Raw with Nia Jax. They're trying to build her as the dominant force when people are just you're not that good.
Even though you're even the champ.
Yeah.
You just suck. Well, I don't even know what the tag team matches are. I mean, I know the Bludgeon Brothers are facing the Bullet Club, and that's going to be a squash match.
Yeah, and Bray and Matt are facing Axel and Bo Dallas.
Wonderful.
I think they're gonna. I think Bray and Matt.
Great.
Matt's pushing for it to be another Ultimate Deletion match.
Yes.
I think it's gonna happen, and I think Bo and Axel are gonna join Bray and Matt.
I believe it. They're gonna.
Because Bo is Bray's brother.
Yes, he is, and it would be just hilarious if Curtis Axel.
Well, yeah, Bludgeon Brothers are going to be Gallows and Anderson because they don't really use Gallows and Anderson.
Now, I have a bold prediction, and it's after Money in the Bank. After AJ Styles loses to Samoa Joe or beats Shinsuke Nakamura, I think Shinsuke's next rivalry will be for the Intercontinental title with Jeff Hardy. And
U.S. title.
U.S. title with Jeff Hardy, and I think Shinsuke will beat Jeff Hardy at SummerSlam.
Do you think Elias beats Seth for the
No,
Intercontinental?
not yet. Ooh!
I'm kind of starting to think he might because I think they might be ready to move Seth back up to main challenger.
What?
For the title again.
Yeah, well, Roman Reigns is there. Sorry.
Yeah, but they're more...
Roman Reigns is
but
there.
Seth has kind of proven he can handle it
than
Roman
This
has.
is what's going to happen. With the Elias thing, I think either on Sunday or even on Monday night, you get the return of Dean Ambrose. And Dean Ambrose will probably be, we're friends again. And then it's going to start. And then Dean Ambrose is going to turn on Seth. And then it's going to start a rivalry, if it's for the Intercontinental title or not, and set up a match at SummerSlam.
Yeah, I could see
Dean
that.
Ambrose versus Seth Rollins for the IC title or not for the IC title for SummerSlam because everybody's good. Well, Vince McMahon's going to want his Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar match, so that's going to happen anyways.
I can see, if Ambrose is ready, him coming back, but there's really been no actual reports that he's ready to come back. Yeah.
Well, shit. That's not right. So, the last thing. on Monday Night Raw. Not tonight, but next week. Did we get a Brock Lesnar sighting?
Probably not.
Probably not. Isn't there like some sort of rule that if you don't defend the title in 30 days or something, you just get vacated?
They don't actually follow that rule.
Oh, but they did when Naomi was the champ.
That's because she got hurt. If it's
McMahon.
injured, then they will have him relinquish it.
Man, you suck.
But no,
you
Brock,
suck ass.
Brock probably won't appear until like the
week
Raw before
SummerSlam. Yeah, the Raw before SummerSlam to build up.
Well, yeah, that's what kind of like what I was showing you earlier, where Brock has now beaten CM Punk's title reign, where he's 435 days with the title. But the funny thing about that
what's CM Punk's defenses again?
Punk was 434 with 180 title defenses.
That's good. That's a lot of defenses.
Brock Lesnar, second with a very impressive 435 days and 10 title defenses.
10 title defenses. Fuck you, WWE.
And the really funny thing about it though was when Punk was defending those titles, a lot of the times he wasn't even in the main event of pay-per-views. Yeah. He was just defending the title, but they wasn't even like the main attraction on the pay-per-view. But Brock, whenever he shows up, Brock and Roman Reigns. Brock and Roman Reigns for the 100th time.
Yeah. All right, before we get out of here, do you have anything to say about, well, speaking of CM Punk, about CM Punk's UFC match this past Saturday?
I mean,
it was crap.
Yeah.
I didn't even see it, but it's crap. And you know what? CM Punk, be there at All In, September, whatever.
He's not going to be. He's done with wrestling.
Yeah. I believe him like I believe a politician.
But,
come on.
I mean, I kind of go with the whole Punk thing. I agree with what I told you Chuck Liddell said on a tweet earlier, where back when he was fighting, there would never be a time where two no-win fighters are on the main card of an event.
Yeah.
That the match kind of proved it because both of them looked like shit. Neither, like, Punk kind of went in early trying to get, like, strikes, but you could kind of tell there was nothing behind them. Because, no, but it's different because Punk, in his first fight, while he was overmatched, he looked like basically like he was jacked and like he was in good shape. He was ready to fight. But he just wasn't good at it.
Yeah.
This fight,
he
was like you could kind of tell like everything with like the trial and his training and everything is just kind of draining him, and that he just couldn't do it. He like couldn't handle. And even like Dana White kind of said that like maybe this isn't the thing for Punk to be doing because. Like
just go to Ring of Honor NJPW. That's what I say. Oh, speaking of NJPW, they had a pay-per-view event.
And Jericho won the Intercontinental title.
Jericho wins the Intercontinental title, and Kenny Omega becomes the World Heavyweight Champ.
Yep. And there's rumors that WWE is getting prepared to offer Kenny and the Young Bucks like big money to jump to WWE.
Yeah, well, if that happens, they'll just be lost in the midst of it all.
I mean, I don't know because AJ's not lost.
Before you know it, Young Bucks will lose to Duluth.
I mean, Young Bucks might be.
They're fucked.
Just because Young Bucks are so reliant on doing like 900 super kicks a match that people will, when you see it every week, people will eventually get sick of that.
Gallows and Anderson were fucking huge in NJPW.
Yeah, but when they first came, they had their title reigns, but then they didn't know what they were doing with them, if they were going to have them aligned with AJ. But then AJ went to SmackDown. Then they were going to have him aligned with Finn, but then they went to SmackDown.
It's like, wait a minute. Where are we?
Like, they don't really know what they're doing with them.
I mean, I would love to see Kenny Omega.
Like, Omega, I don't think will get lost in the shuffle, just because I think he's...
If he's on Raw, he will.
Yeah,
because of Roman Reigns.
Yeah, but...
Fuck.
But even if it is with Roman Reigns, even if he's put in a match with him, and Roman wins, because that's what Roman does, Kenny would be able to put on like such a great match that people will just
kind of
cheer
like
more
Styles.
For Kenny, like AJ. Because AJ, when he first came in, he was never supposed to win that WWE title, but because of the reaction he was getting and the matches he was putting on, WWE was like, okay, this is something we
can
have to do. We have to put the title on him because
So when
he's
are they
so
going to do this
supremely
for Braun
over.
Strowman?
Well, Braun's different. Braun's on a show where Brock Lesnar is the champion, and that doesn't end
matter.
well for
and
people.
Roman Reigns is on the same
Yeah.
show, so you know
But-
what? Braun Strowman, take a back seat.
But I think Kenny Omega, if he debuts, and I think there's a really good chance it's going to happen soon because there's this little Street Fighter battle that New Day is going to do against the Bullet Club with Kenny Omega and the Young Bucks because the new Street Fighter game came out.
Oh,
and,
yeah, because
Kenny Omega and Xavier both do voices for the characters. And the weird thing about it is,
they do?
They actually do the voices for two of the characters.
That is awesome. That is hilarious.
But the funny thing is, WWE throughout their history has never been one to promote wrestlers outside of their organization, promote anyone doing anything outside of the WWE.
Unless your name is Chris Jericho.
No, but they don't promote that. They're
not promoting it.
No, but they don't. They haven't mentioned it at all. What Jericho's doing.
Yeah.
But
Vince McMahon applauds it, and he's okay with it.
No, he's not.
Yes, he is.
He's not.
I just read an article.
Yeah, but they're saying he's not okay with him winning the title.
Oh. But he's okay
because he's going to be on it even more. Like if it was just one off, like every once in a while during a match, he wouldn't have cared. But the fact that he's won the title now he's really not.
I don't.
But like going back to what I was saying, like WWE has never been one to like promote other organizations or people in other organizations unless the people were about to be in WWE.
Right.
So there's a Xavier Woods New Day against the Bullet Club in the Street Fighter. And it was the main story on the WWE page. Xavier Woods and the New Day challenges the Bullet Club to a Street Fighter match.
Oh, shit. I love it. I love it. Oh, well. Who knows? Maybe we'll get a Kenny Omega sighting at SummerSlam or even at WrestleMania of next year.
Because both him and Young Bucks contracts are set to expire within like the next 2 months.
Yeah, it is sometime this year. I did hear about that, and I do know Young Bucks are really thinking about coming to WWE.
Like I think they could be good just because Young Bucks. I just
don't know if Kenny Omega is because he likes he likes.
He does
not the crazy.
He does like that.
Main stage shit.
He does.
He likes more of like what's going on in NJPW.
But that's a main stage thing too. It's just on a different level. I think the reason I think he's gonna come is because as much as people will say when they're in like the other organizations, oh, this is what I want to do. This is where I want to be. There's always when you grow up wanting to be a wrestler, you want to be in eventually in
WWE.
Everyone's got a price. It's not about money. It's about you want to be in WWE. You want to have your WrestleMania moment. Yes. You want to be on the main focus. You want to be in the number one company that seems to eliminate every other company that goes against them.
Versus Daniel Bryan.
Or Omega versus Shinsuke on WWE or versus AJ.
Or how about all four of them in a fatal 4-way match?
But and I think that's kind of the reason some of these guys are coming over is because originally Kenny was never going to consider WWE.
Well, he was in WWE before.
Well, yeah, but he was like in the developmental, and he wasn't actually ever focused.
He was on a Raw or two.
But a lot of these people that WWE are signing, like Keith Lee and like some of these independent guys who are saying like they weren't ever going to come, they're now considering coming because Daniel Bryan has been cleared, and now they can have their matches.
And because they got your AJ Styles, your Shinsuke Nakamura's, the ones that's like, whoa, how the fuck did you guys get them? Oh, we're WWE. We can do whatever the fuck we want. Oh, okay, cool. So come on over.
But now
water's fine.
But the same thing with some of the UK guys, because they got like Pete Dunne. Yes. And people are like, okay, we want to have a match. Because that's why Keith Lee signed, because he was like, okay, I want to have a match against Pete Dunne and see what'll happen.
Badass. And that's how they got Ricochet.
Yeah,
You know?
man, Ricochet is amazing.
He is amazing.
Like, did you see? You said you haven't seen NXT in a while.
Yeah, I'll see it in a while.
But well, yeah, because you're going. But you said you haven't actually seen it. But there was something crazy that Ricochet actually did. Let me see if I can find it.
Well, let's wrap up the show and then you can
Yeah.
show me. So, you know what? I got nothing else to say.
Brock Lesnar will never show up on Raw until SummerSlam.
We'll be back, not this Wednesday, but the Wednesday after. So next Wednesday. So it'll be after Money in the Bank, after Monday Night Raw, after SmackDown. So we're gonna have all the reviews of Money in the Bank, that and NXT Takeover. We'll have I don't know when the NBA draft is. That's next Thursday.
Yeah.
So
we'll
have a preview of the NBA draft
because it's Thursday before I go to Vegas. Yeah.
And then we'll also talk maybe a little bit about the NFL Hall of Fame. We didn't get to that today, but we'll get to that next time for sure.
Is Ocho Cinco in?
No, but T.O. is, but he doesn't want to be there. I'm James.
And I'm Adam.
And we're out.